Hi guys, thanks for tuning in and welcome to today's video. And for those who are new here, my name is Angela and you are most welcome. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about proof of funds for Canadian Express entry, coming right up. So one of the requirements for you to fulfill is that you need to have enough money to show proof of funds if you are going to be applying for Express Entry stream. So for those that are applying for Canadian Express Entry under the Canadian Experience class, then they don't need to show this proof of funds because either they are already in Canada working or they have like quite a number of experience of more than 1 year having worked in Canada in the past. So also, the people that have like valid job offers in Canada, even if they have not yet immigrated, then they don't need to show proof of funds. And also those that are working in Canada under maybe work permit or something like that, then they don't need to show proof of funds. So for the rest of us, yes, that's a mandatory requirement. And the amount of money that you need to show as proof of funds depends on your family size, and it has been laid down in the Canadian government website, and you need to be aware of the amount that you're supposed to show according to your family size way ahead of time so that you can plan yourself before you submit your application. And according to the regulations for IRCC, you need to have this money available with you at the time that you submit your application, or and even at the time that you are issued with the confirmation of permanent residency, like the visa to allow you to travel to Canada. And that means that when you receive your ITA, along with the other documents that you will need to submit is your proof of funds, which you will show in form of bank statements for the money that you have been holding in your account for the last 6 months. Your bank statement, you'll need to show that you have accumulated this money maybe over a period of time and it has been there for like the last 6 months. And I know that that may not be the case for everyone because money can be a problem and it can be a hindering factor for so many people, and unfortunately it has stood in between so many people's dreams to immigrate whether to Canada or to any other countries. So of course later on in this video we are going to be looking at ways in which you can come up with the money to show for proof of funds, and also just how to go about the entire process if you do not have that money readily available with you. So right now let's go into the computer and I will show you exactly the amount that you need to show according to family size. You need to take note of the fact that whether you're planning to travel alone or you are going along with your family, you will need to show that money according to the family members that you have, whether they are coming with you or not. So if you are a family of one, like you're a single person, you're not married, no kids, then fine, you'll need to show proof of funds for one person. But maybe if it is you and your spouse, then that is 2 people. If it is you, your spouse and children, then like that. And you will need to take note that the amount will go up by 3,000 Canadian dollars for each additional family member. So sometime this year, around I think June or July, the amount of proof of funds that you need to show was updated by the Canadian government. So if in your Express Entry profile, or maybe you are preparing to create your Express Entry profile, then you need to take note of the current amount that has been updated. Because for those who did not update their Express Entry profile, like proof of funds section or segment, when the update was made, then their profiles were deleted or deactivated because they did not fulfill or they did not meet the requirements as per proof of funds. And so just take note of that and make sure you update. And it has been stated that you cannot use borrowed money. The money that you show as proof of funds should be readily available for you to use or to transfer. And it means that you have enough money to cater for yourself and for your family members when you land in Canada. And that is why it is so important for you to have that money. It is not money that you're going to pay to the Canadian government or any of that stuff. No, it is money that will help you to settle down, because once you arrive there, most likely you will not have gotten a job, but you will need to have a roof over your head, you will need food, you will need to buy like telephone cards and stuff like that. So many things that you will need for you to settle down before you even start your job search. And the Canadian government just wants to make sure that you're not going to become a burden to them as soon as you arrive, so that maybe you will depend on social services or government funds to support you and your family to stay. So that is the thing that they're trying to avoid. So if you're going to use borrowed money and you don't have any money of your own, then it becomes a problem, because then once you arrive there, you will suffer and you will have to now turn to the government. It's something that they are really trying to avoid. So yes, there are ways that you can have the money available to you. That is, if maybe you do not have that much savings, because okay, how many people have 1 million plus Kenya shillings, let's say, even saved in their account just waiting for that moment? So it becomes a challenge. But maybe for young people who have not worked for that many number of years or whatever, even if you are a person or like that's advanced in age and you meet all the other requirements for express entry, but money is a hindrance factor, don't let that stop you. In case you have maybe a family member that is well able to support you in the process, then they can gift you that money. It means that they're giving you money out of goodwill, and they are not expecting it in return, and that they are allowing you to use it to fulfill your immigration dream. So what will happen is that they will need to give you a gift deed that you will need to attach along with your application to show that maybe your auntie or your uncle or your mother or your father has decided to support your immigration journey by gifting you with this money, and they are not expecting anything in return. And you need to know that there is a very specific format for the the very specific information that needs to be included in that gift deed for that to be acceptable. So avoid the instance that you are transferring a very large sum of money into your bank account and without any explanation for it. If you're going to have a large sum of money coming into your account, maybe in less than 6 months prior to your application, then you need to be ready to explain where that money came from. And of course, if it came from a relative or a friend or whoever, if somebody gifted you that money, please make sure that you have a gift deed and also you have a letter of explanation of where that money came from and why this person decided to give you that amount of money. And the other way is that you can liquidate assets, maybe like land. If you have a piece of land, you can liquidate it and then use the money for your immigration process or put the money in the account, but just make sure to have the documentations to support the fact that you actually sold that piece of land, maybe receipts or whatever agreements you have. You can use that, attach it with your application so that it is not rejected by virtue of the fact that they cannot trust the source of the funds that you are claiming to use. Imagine how painful it can be that you meet all the other requirements or the other applications and you even have the money, but you don't know how to go about supporting the money that you are showing in your account. But in case maybe you are earning a good amount of money every month and you have been saving consistently for a period of time, then you don't need to give any letter of explanation, because it will be very apparent and the bank statement will show that a certain amount of money comes into your account every single month. So yeah, those are the ways that you can use to show like proof of funds. You can liquidate assets, but just know that you cannot use money, like you cannot use just a property, maybe a title deed or maybe shares or bonds or like equities. You cannot use that. If you have these kinds of like assets, then you will need to liquidate them, put the money in the account, and then of course show proof of the fact that this is the source of the funds that I'm using or claiming for proof of funds, and then you will be good to go. Otherwise, that is what I had for today's video. So I just wish you all the best with your immigration journey, of course. And if you have any questions, any pressing questions, then feel free to drop them in the comment section down below. Just before I finish, I've seen so many people maybe holding back to maybe do their IELTS, or to maybe get their ECA done or whatever, because they're still trying to accumulate money, which is still a good thing. There is nothing wrong with that. If you know that maybe by January next year you will have accumulated enough money to support your application, then fine, go with it, and because it will just make things so much easier. But if you know that there is another way for you to get that money, then the sooner you can submit your application, or the sooner you can sit for your IELTS, the sooner you can get all your other documentations ready, the better, because you just never know. Look at the situation that happened this year. Like, so many people make their qualifications a long time. Some people have been waiting from January. The federal skilled workers and the federal skilled trade people in the immigration pool or the express entry pool have been waiting from January for an invitation, and this has been happening because of the delay due to the COVID situation. So you can imagine the person that was just lucky enough to get an invitation in December, because they did not want to delay maybe this and that and those. They were lucky and they avoided that hassle of waiting for now 8 months with no clue of when this is going to resume. So the sooner you can submit your application, the better. Once you get your application, trust me, you will figure out how to get that money. You will figure it out. If God has allowed you to get to that point, if you've trusted Him to pass your IELTS, to pass every other thing that is required for that application, He will not let you down when it comes to the money. You just need to trust. So yeah, that is what I had to say, and of course, all the best, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on another video. Bye.